I do not hate music critics, but haven't you noticed that music is by far the most opinionated and arrogant form of art that there is? You ask a gamer what their favorite game is, they'll be like Windows XP Pinball. Cool. You ask a movie watcher what their favorite movie is, they'll be like American Psycho. Cool, but please take like 3 steps away from me. Isn't it funny though that the moment you ask someone for their favorite song, you can't get a straight answer? It's always, I love this song, but this album is great. But insert artist is amazing. But no matter what, anything that someone enjoys in the realm of music is immediately followed by backtracking that they for some reason feel the need to say. Things weren't always like this though. Enter phase 1. Subtitle music critics. Before being digital, things in the music industry seemed to be great. People would get enjoyment out of buying their sounds from record stores or whatever else they had in the 1600s when vinyl and cassette tapes were still considered new. Oh, H2O by Hall & Oates. Great album. By the way, would you like a side of polio with that? In those days, not liking someone's music wasn't really a big deal. Their opinions stayed in their own circles, and that was that. While their opinions were obviously valid, there wasn't really as much of an echo chamber back then. Let's just put like a sticky note on echo chambers for now though. That's not to say music critics didn't exist. In fact, they were all over. Colleges contained sections within newspapers that showed one's thoughts on all types of music. The reviews would be both positive and negative for everyone to read. They obviously existed in places such as the radio, where people would always give interviews and ask for people's opinions on said music. The point is, critics were everywhere and they gave awesome and interesting viewpoints on an art that's already loved by all. Critiquing music was an art within an art. Things would stay like this for a long time and the world of music was relatively calm. And then, the internet was born. This was the start of phase 2, or as I like to call it, wait a minute, I don't have the best taste in music? When the internet popped up, people immediately began creating websites and forums dedicated to discussing their taste in music. They would share their thoughts for the world to see, but with the positives came the negatives. And there were a lot of negatives. Eventually, websites like YouTube popped up that truly allowed people to be in the spotlight. You no longer needed any legitimacy or musical background to professionally critique music like the people of the previous generation did. That's when one day, one of them thought, wait a minute, I could be paid to write garbage on the internet. From that point on, the internet was flooded with people criticizing each other's music taste like it was nobody's business. The problem with that though is that instead of well thought out and meaningful reviews, a large majority of them were just a heap of garbage. Asterisk, asterisk, oh my god, asterisk, don't forget this part, it's very important. Anyway, time went on and things went from bad to worse. Not a single person was safe from the hands of music critics. Little Johnny putting out his first song using nothing more than pre-made GarageBand loops and trap beats? Garbage. Kanye West releases Donda 3 featuring the spirit of Billy Mays and John F. Kennedy, mixed and produced by the very bullet that took Kennedy out? Garbage. Point being, no matter what, you could not win with these people. So at this point, you have these random Joe Schmoes from bum nowhere coming online to websites like RYM and MySpace to tell you all about how your music taste is while theirs gets put on this imaginary pedestal because of their inflated sense of self-importance. Listen, people are allowed to listen to what they like. Just because you hate Scrimbo McBimbo's SoundCloud freestyles doesn't mean that I have to as well. The thing is though, if hypothetically I wasn't a music critic myself, my opinion wouldn't mean much as the other person's. This is because of their level of fame and backing, which, because of the internet, there was a huge rift of. But when you eventually did find someone that had that passion and drive for music and reviewing it, it was the equivalent of a Tinder super like. Super like, more like... This concept is both good and bad. The positives to this is that you're able to accurately judge someone's perception of music based on how they react to similar pieces. These critics also gain respect and notoriety. See also Anthony Fantano. I know it may be stereotypical to use him as my example, but I have my reasons. The negative is that if some small artist gets thrown into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, then there's a very big chance that their musical career can be killed due to the negative publicity. They will always be labeled as a bad artist, and those who want to create a bandwagon can do so shockingly easily. I want you to go to rym.com after this video ends and look up an album that you enjoy. I can almost guarantee that no matter how good the album is, there's going to be a boatload of comments from people just completely murdering the album for all to see. RYM is like the equivalent of public school bullying on an internet platform. It's a mess. Swinging back, I'm bringing up Anthony Fantano again because while there's also other critics that I deeply respect, Fantano is like God's it's fucking judgment day for artists. The reality is that Fantano is someone with a major platform and a gigantic following. Let's say, hypothetically, someone like him said that your album sucked. By the next day, you'd be handing in applications to Burger King instead of driving to the studio. For a while, it would be difficult for you to move on because of the negativity that looms over you like that one cloud from Mario Kart Wii. I can finally take the sticky note off from before because instead of a quiet whisper, the echo chamber of criticism became a cathedral yell in the face of the internet. This sucks, especially if it was considered bad because it was your first album, you were in a slump, or it just came down to personal preference of the reviewer. Hello, I'm walking in from the left side of the screen to let you know that saying that an album or a song or an artist sucks does not make you wrong. But this is why it's so important for people like Fantano to remain relatively unbiased and think about what they want to say before they put it out there. Even if he doesn't like the music that he reviews, that's okay. Does this mean that music critics are inherently bad though? No, actually, far from it. Criticism is something that most of us don't enjoy. If someone's out to get you, they will find a way to talk negatively about your craft. As much as it sucks, that's just the reality of it. To say that criticism is annoying is fine, but to say that it's created purely out of malice is wrong. While some of it's done just for trolling, there's other people out there that genuinely just will not like your work, and that's okay too. This may seem surprising, but despite my ragging, you actually don't need a PhD in music theory in order to have opinions about music. Half the joy in this stuff is that we all interpret music differently and we're all into different things. Don't let some dude with a green screen tell you what you can and can't do. This video was not meant to have so much Anthony Fantano in it, but honestly, I've been watching him a lot lately. Just seeing the way that he talks about music as well as the general controversy that I've seen in the music communities that I'm a part of led me to make this video. That being said, thank you for listening, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Alright, so this is the end of the video where I usually just like plug my socials and I let a song run, but I want to specifically give a big thank you to my friend Luke because they have constantly helped me in the writing process for my scripts, and without them, they would not come out nearly as good. So I'm putting their socials down below. Make sure to follow them, and thank you all for watching.